in the river valley, at least some of it. We're going to get skinned by some of these snow flurries later tonight and into the early morning hours tomorrow. I think the majority, though, of this action will kind of just move towards the east a little bit and impact mostly likely north central Arkansas and into northeast Arkansas, closer to Mountain Home and Jonesboro. But we'll probably get some flurries here too, but the accumulating stuff will probably be just towards our east. We're going to break down everything for you this evening. We were a lot warmer today. It didn't feel so bad, but then tomorrow we'll probably be waking up with wind chills in the single digits and teens. It's going to be a completely different Arkansas waking up tomorrow morning than the one we're going to bed with tonight. Clouds are also going to increase. Those clouds are hanging right now just towards Joplin. We've had mostly clear skies this evening, but eventually more of those clouds will drift off towards the south. A little bit closer view of some of those showers now coming into Kansas City, north central Kansas, stretching all the way back towards Denver too. This snow is pretty light though. It's kind of on and off. So what we're going to expect later tonight will be some flurries pushing on in, probably after midnight. There could be a couple times where they burst out a little bit for a second, and then we go back to really not anything. You know how the waves kind of go. Remember that storm system that we had New Year's Day night into January 2nd? Some of us in northwest Arkansas and then throughout the mountains, and then for some of us in the river valley, mainly north of I-40, we also got a little bit of a dusting. And then on Kavanaugh Hill, Mount Magazine, we had the same thing. That'll be possible waking up tomorrow morning too, as we continue to watch the system dive towards the south, but much colder air is bottled up toward the northern plains. This is a rough estimate on some of these snow showers coming in. Bentonville just before 4 o'clock in the morning, Fayetteville just before 6 o'clock or so. There could be a few more flurries that form ahead of time, but mainly after midnight, be on the lookout. Right now we've got the mostly clear skies, but I tell you what, whether you get snow or not, later tonight or tomorrow morning, you're going to get the cold. Doesn't matter if you live in northwest Arkansas or the river valley. Maybe a little bit more stiff in northwest Arkansas. Benton County, we may have single-digit wind chills. In Washington County, Madison County, wind chills in the teens. Eastern Oklahoma, some of us will also have wind chills in the teens. A lot of us in the river valley, it's going to feel like the teens or the 20s. It's going to be downright cold. That north wind blowing up to about 25 miles per hour. Let's walk through FUTURECAST this evening, shall we? Right now we're dry. We'll be dry until midnight, but then eventually some of those snow showers will come in from the north. They're likely going to be very light though. And what's going to happen is we're clear right now, but as the clouds move in, they'll also start to lower as the temperatures drop. And then right on the bottom of those clouds kind of hold some snowflakes, and every once in a while they'll start to release them. The same thing will probably happen early tomorrow morning. Just some kind of flurry activity going around with those northwest winds out there at times. Temperatures at 3 o'clock in the morning will be well below freezing in northwest Arkansas. In the river valley, we'll be a little bit closer. But I think even for some of us, you see the green color, I still think we'll get maybe a couple flurries every once in a while for us too. I think temperatures will be cold enough. They're going to be cold enough upstairs. We'll watch that closely. Meteorologist Tyler Moore, he'll be up early with you tomorrow morning, and we'll have our weather team in tracking any kind of snow flurries that do take place and what happens on the roadways. We'll have all the information waking up. We'll have it first at 4:30 and then throughout all our newscasts in the morning. So make sure you tune in with Tyler and the team. But we'll be tracking more flurries towards the north throughout the morning. I think they'll be heavier in Missouri and then heavier also back towards eastern Arkansas. But even if you don't see blue over your neighborhood, doesn't mean it's not necessarily you're going to get any snowflakes. It's really hard to pick up on these flakes too. Remember the last time we had snowflakes, a lot of them were really small and they weren't even really looking like snowflakes. We call them dendrites when they kind of branch out. You have your traditional 6 sides, you know, the ones that we do in elementary school, right? But sometimes they're not that way. Sometimes they're more like pins and needles and columns. That may be the case later tonight and early tomorrow morning, so it may not be the prettiest snow. But a few of us may try to get a little bit of it to stick. But I think everything will go away by about lunchtime. It's just going to be cold the rest of the day. We'll still have those northerly winds, too, making it feel a lot colder than the actual temperatures that you see here on the map. In fact, most of us in northwest Arkansas, we're not going to get above freezing tomorrow. In the river valley, we have a chance, but it'll only be for an hour or so. Most of the day will be below freezing. So a couple things that we're looking forward towards. Flurries in the morning, anytime after midnight. Be on the lookout for those. Those will continue into rush hour tomorrow morning. I think a lot of us will probably not get any accumulation. We may see the snow, but it may not stick. However, there will be a couple grassy surfaces with temperatures dropping. Even though ground temperatures are still in the 40s, roadways are still going to be warm. We could try to get just a little accumulation, especially just off the roads. But on roadways themselves, you get close to the shoulder, we could try to get a little bit of it to stick, depending on where you live, and especially on bridges and overpasses. You can really cool down a road there much easier than a road just sitting on the ground. So keep that in mind. There could be a few slick spots headed out tomorrow morning. Once again, this isn't a big winter storm for us. We're just talking about flurries. But every once in a while, you guys know, even in our smaller systems, sometimes you can have just a lot of traffic accidents on I-49 and I-40. Even one little slick spot can really cause problems as we're headed out tomorrow morning. So we're going to let you know where those slick spots are tomorrow as we're waking up. Here's a look just across the whole state, natural state, and parts of eastern Oklahoma, where we're expecting the snow to stick. The problem with the snow here at home is that there's not a lot of moisture in the atmosphere right now. And so less moisture, less snowflakes that you could make. This system, even though it's coming from the north, it's going to actually start to pull in more Gulf of Mexico moisture back up towards the north, but most of it won't be coming towards western Arkansas. Most of it will actually be coming up towards the Mississippi River and then mainly towards Tennessee and Kentucky. Kind of like how hurricanes, it's very hard for it to stretch all the way back west. We usually get the tracks coming more towards the east, and the same story with this moisture flow. So I think better chances for the accumulating snow will be towards the east. But if we look a little bit closer towards our neck of the woods here at home, I think a lot of us have a chance for at least flurries, but then some of us, maybe in northwest Arkansas, and especially east of US 71, we do have that chance for maybe a dusting forming, especially in Carroll County, maybe parts of Madison County, Huntsville and northbound, and then parts of Benton County too, especially from Rogers east towards Prairie Creek and Pea Ridge and Garfield right over Beaver Lake. So be on the lookout for that. A little bit of snow activity coming in tomorrow. Once again, not a big winter storm for us at all, but a couple flurries on the way. A lot of folks have been asking, are we going to get snow? It's going to stick? We'll have to see. We're kind of on the border, one of those type of systems. You know how the story goes. Tomorrow, though, it's going to be cold. Northwest Arkansas will be definitely cold enough for snow. We'll be waking up with temperatures in the wind chills at least feeling like in the single digits and teens. We'll only warm up to the mid-20s tomorrow. It's going to be chilly for your Thursday. Later in the day, we could get a little sun, but I think we'll have a decent amount of clouds throughout the day. And then we'll warm up into this weekend back to some 50s. The rain showers coming on in. In the River Valley, we have a chance of trying to get above freezing, but I think we'll start the morning in the upper 20s. We'll only warm up to the low 30s. That's all we'll be able to do. The wind chills, though, will feel like they're in the 20s most of the day, even throughout the afternoon. And then winds start to turn around as soon as we get to Friday, warming us back up into the weekend, back to 50 Saturday and Sunday. That system coming on in, it's going to stay above freezing, I think even in the overnight hours too. And so that one should just be look good for us. And then just kind of bouncing around between some 40s and 50s next week. But be on lookout for a little bit of snow early tomorrow morning. If you have pictures or videos, just download the 5 News app. You'll scroll down a little bit on the home page, and then there'll be a section where you can submit your pictures. We'd love to see them, and we'd love to share them with everyone in the